So it's me again here doing my video, and I'm just right now my field of just cover crop here, a kind of sorghum with I'd say black, whatever. Yes, just just a recap about my soybean, how it went, the harvest with soybeans and the yields and etc. Well, what I expected for my soybeans before it was on the fields, before what all the things happened. I would say that we could have yields for 4,000 kilos or over. And finally, I have actually it was not that bad, but 3,200 kilos on average yield of my farm. It was not bad if all these dry conditions that we have in October. But even though those soybeans that suffer with all this dryness, they were really still better than the last one that was on this field here, that you can see that it's the sorghum, because this soybean here over here yields even lower, because it seems that all the soybeans variety that we have here for Mato Grosso and this region, all they have to be planted in October. If you go ahead in November, it seems that they really don't develop very well. The grain are really small, and I don't know, it's really disappoint me. Of course, it can be because of the variety that was not so in high potential yield, but because it was more resistant against disease and other stuff. And this year were really different. You have a lot of problem with this white fly that it's really all the years that are more dry, they appear more. So yes, can say that we had some issues here, and yes, I believe that's what soybean. So I can say that I had 20% of losses because of the dry conditions this season actually. And yes, and I planted something about 40% less corn, so I have this cover crop here. So even though the corn was planted in the right time, and this year you can see we are in April, I already had 150 millimeters, and there's coming more rain. I hopefully I will end April with more than that. Yeah, I can see probably. Last year I have 120 millimeters in April this month, last year. So even though, and I yielded something about 7,200 kilos. So in theory, I could say that the corn that I have planted this year, I should yield more, no? But unfortunately, the price are really low this year, almost a half comparing to last year. And so, yes, but hopefully I will have some profit on this corn, because soybeans I just could pay my costs with my inputs. So it wasn't a good year actually. And what more? On one of my videos, someone asked me why you use so much fungicide in soybeans. Well, I just remember now. Yes, we use it because of soybean rust actually. Because before soybean rust, we didn't use fungicide at all. My brother started to use some fungicides on application only. But since the soybean rust in 2003, I believe, that really widespread in our region and like in the whole country, it really changed everything over here. It really starting to apply a lot of fungicide, and it was probably soybean rust. It was not only that time because we didn't know what it was and all this stuff, but later it was. You were using this triazoles, and they stopped to work against soybean rust. And it was on year that you, even though using fungicide, you have problem with soybean rust. And what more? Yes, that's the main reason. Soybean rust was really the game changer, and when it's concerned about using fungicide in soybeans, because before soybean rust you didn't use it. You have anthracnose or other disease that you use on application maybe, and And after soybean rust, all the fungicide that you use, start to using, and in soybean, you also notice the other disease that you have in the end of this the season and of the cycle of soybeans when it's starting. Yeah, the end of the season. So there are some diseases that usually appear on the leaves. So when we applying all this fungicide, you notice that they get more yellow, the leaves and so on, and stay a little bit longer, some couple of like 1 week or maybe less. But this a little bit of difference that can gain some yields in that situation. If the some days more that the soybeans are on the field. So yes, but summarizing about this issue, about this cost, more cost on soybean because of fungicide, I'll say that's it. Yeah, of course there are some research center here in Mato Grosso that started to develop to breed soybean varieties that are resistant against soybean rust, but they even launched it in the market. But what happened? This variety they had lower yield compared to other varieties. Of course, you only need to apply on time fungicide compared to other varieties applying 3-4 times. That is nowadays the case. But the yields are so lower that it's more advantage to plant the other varieties that have a higher yield. So of course, this is it's for these companies that selling these seeds as well, fungicide. So yes, of course, a lot of people say that using a lot of fungicides you are actually killing the microbiology in soil and so on. That's why it's really important that you should do more cover crops, mix cover crops and all the stuff. And luckily, those farmers that have some livestock on the farm, that you can use those manure and all, like from chickens, all this chicken manure. I think chicken is not manure, but whatever. Organic fertilizer. Well, they are more lucky that can use it, and you can use less chemical fertilizer like with phosphorus or something like that. Even though the potassium, yes, use even though. But it's not my case. I don't have livestock, so only I'd say organic inputs in my soil is only from the rest of corn and soybeans and cover crops. So yes, I believe. But what is happening in Mato Grosso and overall in Brazil is that each year it's been more used biological plant protection like insecticide, Bovaria, Metarhizium. There are others as well. It's being used a lot more. Even bacteria like for using instead of fungicide. That also for disease. There are a lot of things that are starting to be used here in Mato Grosso. I watched a video on YouTube. It was talking about that all those biological products doesn't work so well in the United States or up north as here in Brazil. Maybe it's working better because the climate is warmer or whatever. So I use for nematodes. I just spray in the how can you say it together spray where the seeds are on the soil. So and it's in the planter with the planter. So some biological like I use in the corn azospirillum. So I don't use so much nitrogen fertilizer like urea. I just used 48 kilos of nitrogen in my corn. Comparing other farms, they are using 200 kilos. They wanna yield something like more than 10,000 kilos. So that's also the question of cost and whatever. Yes, coming back to soybeans, the harvest on overall Mato Grosso, the statistics IMEA is actually claiming that Mato Grosso harvest 38 million tons of soybeans, 15% less than a year, lower than the last year. Corn, it was planted, I believe, 20% less or 15% less than as well in the area, and they are believe that yields are not so high as well. Yes, it's my case. I planted 40% less corn this year, and have a cover crop. That is, yeah, positive things is that you have cover crops, maybe improve on my soil quality and whatever, and maybe less nematodes in the next season. Yes, exactly. But, well, I believe for today's that it's raining, and hopefully I will have a good corn harvest and more profit in corn. So, see ya.